Hi, how are we doing? Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're with me at this moment in time. I'm going to go ahead and take some wonderful water. Nice. I would suggest you do the same. I want to start this off by just letting myself really drop in. As you can see by the title, before I take my sip of water, I'm just going to welcome you into the space. But as you can see by the title, I wanted to make sure today that we are getting the Capricorn Buck Full Moon message out as soon as I feel like the energetics are there for the moon. But also, this does need to be, in my opinion, we're dealing with heavy karma, heavy Saturnian energy, and anytime that's happening, you're kind of locked in when it comes to Saturn and karma, because it's not subjective. It's just what you put in is what you get out type of frequencies. But I do think, like I said, this channel is so much about education, and I want you to get the most out of whatever you're aligned to at this time, whatever is transpiring in your life personally. I want you to be able to, again, have the same foresight of a psychic and be able to, really connect dots as to how these experiences that you might be coming up under the Capricorn full moon can be wonderful stepping stones and learning blocks for how to really transition yourself to the age of the Aquarian if you are or aren't on that journey. And so I am so glad you guys are back with me. Thank you so much also for kind of being there with me. I was really, it was kind of, I didn't really get to tell you guys up front that I was kind of doing a 7-day challenge for the Sirius portal, because I was just kind of being heart led through it. And I was kind of being asked to just really use myself as an example with that series specifically. But I'm really proud of how it came out. I think, I've just been getting so much confirmation that a lot of times when I say stuff, again, it's very outcast frequency, the planet is not there yet, or my community is not there yet, or the people, my environment's not there yet, where it's a lot of the stuff I say is truly prophetic in nature. And I felt very radically vulnerable during that series specifically, in ways that I was definitely more uncomfortable with, because they were just I had to really step out on faith and talk about things that felt super specific to my life. So I was kind of worried. I was I don't really know how this experience is going to apply to the collective, or I don't really know how my opinion on this aspect of society is going to affect the collective. And then I woke up and I was oh shit, okay, I see why Spirit had me, just do that. So oh, one of my biggest joys in life. Oh, you guys know. The fucking ice water never stops. Never stops. Oh, baby, thank you for filling this water. Oh my God. Oh God. As you can tell, we've just been interacting with water. We just got out of the shower. Excuse me. I just had enough with the sopping wet braids every time I get out of the shower. So I had to I just don't. I'm just cold. It's kind of raining. It's not kind of raining. It's fucking flooding outside. But I feel this is the frequency. Oh man. Drink some water with me, please. Let's do it. I'm not here to entertain you bitches. I'm here to hydrate so I can give you guys this fucking full message. Oh my God. Thank you, God, for water. Thank you. Oh. 4-minute water break. Awesome. Takes a lot of work to do this energetic work. So we're here. This morning we woke up, and it was one of the other things that I wanted to share with you guys is 2020. I kind of 2020. I got severed and all this shit. So I was kind of just paid to sit in New York and smoke weed and make art. So 2020 I was on my yogi shit. So I was a level 10 yogi. I was I'm trying to get certified, all this shit. So today we reconnected with our loving yoga teacher, we tend to do. But you know, it had been so long since Dennis and I, sometimes it's hard, you know, like sometimes I think our health regimens that are vital to us tend to be the first things that go whenever we face like some sort of like insecurity. So I try to really remind myself that like no matter like whether I'm still facing severe housing insecurity or like food insecurity, you know, water insecurity, those kinds of things that I'm dealing with still like very long term. One of the things that was really sweet is like, you know, the energy is really heavy, but it was like, you know, sometimes me and Dennis like cut ourselves off from the like really helpful, nourishing things that really matter to us. Walking, yoga, like they're so important for us to like be able to like do what we do, not just like, you know, just like at like the responsibility that like you guys all know us for, but also just like in our personal lives is so important. So, you know, that's one big thing that I want to let you guys know is like today we got back on the mat and it was so foundational, and it really, it's like some things are just good things and they always are just that. Like just drinking water for 4 minutes is like just gonna always be a good thing. Let yourself drink some water, right? Like doing a yoga flow is like always just gonna instantly like put you in the proper like body alignment. And so maybe that's like a big thing, you know, because here we are. Let's talk about this moon, right? Let's talk about this full moon. I'm already bleeding, so I'm already like in it. That's why I felt like today I'm like, it's time for me to talk about it because it's like flowing through me. But the Capricorn full moon, I mean, it is across the ecliptic from Cancer, right? We're in Cancer season, right? So the Cancer Capricorn axis has to do with emotions stabilizing, right? Like building structures on top of like what we feel. And, you know, when we get to the Buck moon, you know, historically at a sort of an indigenous kind of context, you know, it has a lot to do with this idea of sort of evolving into your own parameters, evolving into the thing that can keep and house your self-state. Like that's the best part of Capricorn is like, you know, when you're dealing with, you know, how your water, your intuition, your flow, the way that you nurture yourself, like when you know what you really need, the Buck full moon is gonna be that Saturnian hard stop where it's like, okay, if I know I feel amazing when I drink ice water, okay, right? Like guys, let's just take me as an example, like what I just did. Capricorn Buck moon is going to be like, so this is how we need to be able to give to ourselves those experiences that nourish us, right? That feel nurturing to us with that Cancer energy, you know, really like that sun moon opposition really talks about that, right? Or like I said, if I know that every time I do yoga, it does the very specific thing that I like really can't do without it, like I can't get it done, then Capricorn asked me to put the structure in place that will protect that feeling, that will protect that space. So, you know, I really wanted to come on July 1st and do the Sirius portal because the Sirius portal is incredible, just because it has so much to do with the sun and the Cancerian sun. So much of our emotional, like our heart chakra can really be like, that's what the Sirius portal does to me. It's like, it's a place where the sun you can use it to blast out, you know, debris, you know, blockages, heaviness, density, so that your heart can truly, you know, actually pump and connect and receive in the proper capacity, in the proper function of like what it's designed to do. So I was really proud of myself. I'm just like, I've never been so proud to have created a playlist that like is just like so autoethnographic, but actually still so in alignment with like the exactitude of like the astrology that we were going to in an embodied way, but also like the meaning of the portal in general. So I was just really grateful to also like sometimes like, you know, I'm a very like programmatic ass bitch. Like Virgo Saint North Node is really like about how much like a lot of what I do is like also just being super prepared. Like I have a lot of psychic Aquarian energy. And then when I'm in my North Node, it's like I really like to like write out the prophecy. I get it from my father. It's like I like to really like write out what I see and like make sure that we're also like meeting that. And so it's always wonderful when I get that sort of Aries energy coming in with like Neptune and Aries, right? Saturn and Aries, where I'm like actually able to also like extemporaneously create things. Like it's kind of refreshing when it was like, yeah, that I didn't know where it was going to go. Like each day I just had to show up, and I'd be recording at 5 in the morning. I'd be recording at like 1 in the morning. I'd be recording at 2 in the afternoon at different points through that 7-day period. But it was just like, oh, it was refreshing to know that like my gifts and talents and abilities to help with the work that I do has gotten to a place where I can even, you know, be in that regard, where it's like, you know what, my business won't even flop, even if I'm not doing the, you know, my more comfortable thing, which is like here, you know, taking my vision seriously and like writing them out in a certain way and really planning for a future. It's just like nice to know that I can live and like this business will still run. So I really thank you guys for your open-mindedness and for just like connecting with my story at this point. I just also really am grateful for the rapport. And for you guys to allow me to have some dignity and grace as I'm going through something that I feel like is truly indicative of the times that we are living in. And like I said, I would rather be in the predicament that I am in, truly, to be connected to the fabric of what's really going on than being blasted out somewhere, completely disconnected to the realities of the world at this time. Because that is not empathy. That is the opposite of that, right? That is really that narcissistic paradigm that says, like, the way that I build my life keeps me disconnected from the whole, you know? Doesn't, you know? And so as much as I can think about, like, even the things that I go without, I want to reground you guys and be like, I know how grateful I am, like I said, to have a roof even over my head. Technically, we are homeless, so if it wasn't for people's generosity right now, we literally would be in the fucking floods in a Fiat right now with our shit in our hand, you know? So I never take a moment of life for granted. And I also share this because I know that this is a collective energy for all of us. You know, there are going to be cataclysmic collapses. Also just like things that were pre-planned by like nefarious energies. There are also just things that are unsustainable at this time that are all coalescing at the same time. And so there are going to be a lot of you who may have thought that money, security, time could really keep you from certain things that are meant to be. We're all going to be going through this. So again, like I said, even back to when I was getting evicted out of my mom's house, like I wanted to let you know that it has nothing to do with individual acts in certain aspects. Like, again, when I keep pushing this narrative that like being poor at this time in life is not through any one single action. In fact, 99% of that has to do with the systems that are in place that need that sort of consciousness to perpetuate. Because being poor, I guess if we really wanted to break it down, we're talking about like the access or the affluence that you actually have in terms of like whatever currency wherever you live like operates from, right? And so loaded in the politics, loaded in the, you know, the rhetoric behind how we've built the societies that we live in is the real truth of like what they want a poor person to be. And so, you know, and so I'm like, you're not gonna fucking break my soul in this motherfucker. I really want to stand up and let people know there's nothing fucking wrong with you. And I really want you to know that like this is a revolution you can get behind at Tethered Studios. This is somebody who's really walking the fucking talk, who doesn't just sit around and fucking take people's consciousness while I'm completely disconnected to like the phenomena that I'm expecting other people to like uphold for me, you know? Like you know, and like I said, and that is why blessings will never stop pouring out to me, because I'm a real fucking person who really cares about people. And I go through so much. I'm not perfect. I have so many insecurities. I have so many things that are difficult for me, but it's about that. What can I fucking give right now? Because it's all of our fault where we are. We're getting an F on the group assignment right now. That's what we're getting, an F. It doesn't even matter how spiritually ascended I am. I have to hold the fact that no matter how well I'm doing in my personal life, if you're a fucking human being in 2025 and you don't realize that there's you and there's we, the we right now is a shit pinata. And so just going further and further into the narcissistic paradigm to just fucking disassociate from the world around you and how you really fucking feel inside, you know, is like not an option at this time. And it doesn't make you a leader if you're too cowardice to stand with others. Truly. So, because some of us are still fighting for what little we do have, you know? And I'll never stop fucking crying on the internet. Not until it changes, you know? But I want to show advocacy here. I want to show that I get up and I say the fucking truth when nobody wants to say it, you know? I say how I feel when nobody wants to say it. I see the way that fucking people are being abused when no one wants to say it, you know? So Uranus and Gemini, more power to the fucking bitches who fucking use their voice to say something about what they're going through. What are you going through for real? So all of that, you know, I have so much greatness because I would not be here right now if I didn't have this studio. And I'm just glad that I honored myself years ago before it got even worse for me in life. And I really would have been like, I don't have a support system. I don't have anything. I don't have anyone. So I'm going to get some more water to make sure I'm just staying connected, but really serious. Give me a pause and go get yourself. Matter of fact, if you haven't, fuck the brand. Go get you something that can hold some shit in case the fucking nukes drop and you need to be running. Get you a canteen. That's what I'm saying. So go, let's get that going. And I've had this same bottle for years. We don't run through bottles quick in this motherfucker. You know, I don't fucking do that. I just need one that'll keep a proper amount that I can, you know. So all that to say, drinking the water to let it go, drinking the water to stay clear, drinking the water to make sure that the animals that I'm with feel loved and safe, that I feel loved and safe. And we're going to get into this Capricorn Buck Moon message. I'm excited, you know, to see what Source has to say. I mean, it, like, thank you, God. Give to yourself whatever it is you really need. I don't know if it's, you all need water, so you should drink some water, but whatever it is you truly need, give it to yourself at this time. You're doing amazing, sweetie, because this shit's rough. I feel like I already kind of pre-shuffled. I just saw an opening message, the 8 of Pentacles, right? I just kept getting in my head when I was thinking about, and I'm bringing the vibration right back up, but I want to make sure to give you guys this message truly. The title that I was kind of getting was sort of some play on words. I don't know what it's actually going to end up being in the end. I usually kind of just let myself wait till the full message to just like title the messages. But what I was kind of getting was literally like Crime Mob, like verbatim, like the lyrics to Knuck If You Buck. Like, and it's funny, I'll share with you guys. I went back when I used to like have a proper Finsta when I was in college. Back when I was a proper thotty, my Finsta used to be Knuck If You Buck Wild, and yeah, I was Buck Wild on there. But anyways, they're just like really, like I'm just literally hearing like, you know, yeah, we knucking and bucking and ready to fight. Like there's just, I'm hearing so many lines from the song at different points. But with Crime Mob in that song, they're kind of talking about street culture. Like they're kind of talking about the culture and the context in which they come from. And you know, the whole premise of the song is like sort of about like, you know, we buck up at so many things, like, you know what I mean? And you know, it really reminds me of like a Saturnian song because it has so much to do with like, you know, bucking up, like knuck, like, you know, and it's like, but the knucking aspect of it is like actually the action, and the bucking is more of the vocal or the reputation of what you're going to do. So the song really talks about the head and heart connection of like, if we knucking and bucking and ready to fight, like we need to be like, in order to really be on the front lines, in order to really be able to fight a nigga, like, right? Like in order, like, and I know that's like a specific context, but like, there's this idea that like we can't, like these guys are, I mean, listen, they were prophetic with the shit. We can't be in cognitive dissonance, and that's kind of what the message is about. It's like, you know, in the hood, like you don't get anywhere by saying something and doing something else. Like if you're gonna be fucking calling somebody out their name, or you're gonna be saying that you have, you know, you're this or that, or you're some type of hard this and that, and it's not really about that, because when somebody really pulls up on you and it's not about that, you get, you know what I mean? It's like it's gonna be a mob of crime type of frequency. So that is literally what I was getting told, is like, you know, this buck moon, like whatever you've been like bucking at, you know, just be ready, like knuck if you buck, like, you know what I mean? If you really, you know what I mean? And I think some of us might be surprised that this, like, I don't want to hold you. This full moon, I think Saturn Saturn in Aries is going to fucking, like, because it's the ram, right? It's gonna fucking buck back at you. It's like what, and I don't think that people are used to phenomena, things like water spirits fucking taking over and fucking bucking back, or like the moon fucking bucking back at you and shit. Like, I mean, because there's a lot of things that at this time, like, you know, as the planet is rapidly ascending, you know, there's a lot of things at this time that like they need to be collapsed, and they need to close, and they need light, and they need to come to the surface. And yeah, I get this frequency of like, you know, so many of us are about to get, you know, these phenomena are happening to the collective to remind us that there's a collective, but to also remind us that there's a higher power. And truly, some of y'all's actions really show that you think you are the actual highest power, because it doesn't matter what amount of fucking bubble clot fucking synchronicities the fucking universe could bring you to show you that like you can't just go this way just because you think you can, or these systems that you're used to protecting you are changing, you know. And sometimes I feel like this is definitely a moon that I was getting channeled as like, you're going to fuck around and find out. You can fuck around and find out the best things, right? Like I'm fucking around, like when I think about the 8 of Pentacles, like I'm about to fuck around and find out what, like, going out on faith and like telling people the fucking, like not fucking lying to ourselves anymore about what, like how bad shit is, you know what I mean? Or like what the realities are, you know? And it's not even just the bad shit, but the good shit. Just tell the truth about the shit, right? Whatever it is. But I'm about to fucking, I bucked up at that, right? And I was for real about it. Like you guys have seen me. It didn't matter that I was homeless. I didn't make an excuse. If I said I have a call on my life to create this studio in this lifetime, I really show that, you know? I really stand on business with that, you know? And so there, it can be for either pole, but I just do believe that this moon has a frequency of like, you really are truly going to fuck around and find out, because so many people, I think too, when it comes to Saturn, it's like one thing that you'll learn if you don't, oh my God, 8 frequencies. And I also think, oof, I'm gonna hold you from the 7-7 portal to the 8-8 portal in August. the splitting of the world, right? Because right now, if you're living in the disillusionment of it all, truly, this is where it is. This is what the moon's gonna do. For some of you, it's bringing in the ducats of like all the true hard work that you really do like continue to do. So between the 7-7 portal and the 8-8 portal, the way you're able to be freed to get to work, like just for me, like I've been coming in every day, which is very new. Like for this archive, I've been like really guided to like do like a sort of daily capacity through July, but it's like from now to the 8-8 portal, like in the 5th dimension, people are really here. You know, they're really making so much. And then if you're more connected to the 3rd dimensional collapsing paradigm, you're going to see under this full moon that you have to completely walk away. It's not even an option. Like you can't fill these cups up anymore. You truly can't. So pre-message, but I also just kind of wanted to do the fucking tarot reader thing and show you guys, you know, how I do. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and do the classic Rider-Waite frequency. Another thing that I woke up to kind of thinking about is like, you know, the disappointment I have in people. Like, you know, at the same time, like I have no problem like letting people like know I'm just like devastated, like truly devastated. Like, you know, it really starts from a long time ago. It has nothing to do with like any of you really. Like most of it has to do with my community, ways that systemically like people who've known me my whole life have like put me in sort of certain positions in life that don't make it any easier for me to deal with right now. You know, I can still just hold space and be disappointed for that, you know. So yeah, it's so many things that we're navigating at this time. But again, blame frequencies don't matter, right? Like the reason I'm going to be able to get justice at this time with this full moon is because of the ways that like, it's like, well, these niggas raped me. These niggas fucking kicked me out. These niggas leave me starving. These niggas, they don't help. Nobody helps. You know, that, you know, I never had a stable childhood, never had a stable always had to do shit on my own, always had to, and then got fucking bullied the whole time by these niggas the whole fucking time growing up. I was always bullied, told I was fucking too sensitive and I was a titty baby the whole time I'm like being raped. It's like, sorry, I'm crying all the time. Told I didn't like my fucking family, told I was a fucking bitch, and that I always wanted to just go, it's always like, you never want to go to church, you always want to go to your friend's house. I'm like, bitch, nobody wants to go to this demonic ass church. Yeah, I'm trying to go to Caitlin's house, what the fuck? Like, rather do that shit than the fucking goon shit. Like, no, right? So, all of those things, I just want to remind you guys, I'm a fucking human being that has a lot of thoughts about a lot of things, you know? And I have a lot of emotions about it. I have a lot of personal opinions about a lot of shit too, you know? And still I rise, you know? Still I care about the eternal fucking word of God and how that works through me. And how I can be a conduit for that same sacred text, right? Like, so I'm doing that, you know, despite it all. Because I'm fucking meant to be a strong ass bitch. You know, that's the whole point of the initiation. That's the whole reason my soul chose all of this. Just like your soul chose to be here right now. You know what I mean? So not embracing shit, yeah. I just saw the Hangman and the 8 of Cups. So for those of you who are on the 3rd dimensional paradigm of collapse that are going to be shown under this fucking moon, that you're going to be like forced to let it all go. Like genuinely forced to let it all go. There are spirits in my room right now. Wow, the cats are like really responding to a lot of energy in the room. Anywho, yeah, I feel like it might be public crucifixion. Is like kind of what I see. But let's get the first message out. Thank you, Creative Prime Source, again for just emboldening me to be able to speak with the collective. 23 minutes in. Let's see. Capricorn full moon. What's the message? Woo ski. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles, right? So again, this is truly what I think Capricorn full moon really says. I think right now it is really about, right? So the Queen of Pentacles, very different to the King of Pentacles, does a lot of the one-on-one jurisdiction with the people. Like, she's the person that also runs the Pentacle Empire, but she's the one, unlike the King of Pentacles, who's like making overhead decisions, she really deals with like, oh, like, you know, the village people who live in our kingdom come up to me and ask for like whether she's like the one who like approves the resources or not, right? And I just feel like there was this opening message kind of about, it's like, you know, because you see how I just talked about how she like deals with like who's gonna get what, like who's getting like, oh, like do you need resources? And so the 4 of Cups can talk about, it not only can it talk about like boredom, or it can talk about whatever, but it also can talk about like ignoring that. And I just feel like the opening message for the Capricorn full moon, because this is really what I woke up feeling, is like, it's that time for a lot of people who, like, through their consciousness have ignored a lot of the assistance that they could get. And so I really want to let you know that the Capricorn full moon, for many of you, you have put yourselves in alignment, because this 3 of Cups is third party. It's also fear-based, right? Ignoring God trying to move you forward emotionally. Like, these are also people, when you talk about the floods right now, like, you know, from a spiritual perspective, like, if there's going to be a time when, like, God's going to summon huge flooding, the universe doesn't want you to die. So there's all these synchronicities they will show you all the time. But the problem is most of us are going to be sacrificed, because most of us are born in the matrix. So whose fault is it? It's the people who perpetuate the matrix. Why? Because the matrix doesn't want you to acknowledge a spirit. They're like, fuck a spirit. But your spirit is where you get unseen information. Like, I don't feel, my intuition is what tells me whether I should go out that night or not, right? So really, they've sacrificed all of us, because it takes a lot to even do what I'm doing, because you have to go up against a system that will never support you and will completely call you a lunatic for doing what you do. And so literally I feel bad, because there's parents and children who live in regions, and because of their consciousness and what they let can, like, truly feed them, like what they source their life from. So for most people, it's not even really fair, because, like, it's just like, they're kind of just unconscious, right? But most people don't read the signs. You know, this is Mother Nature being like, hey, there's a sign. And I have a feeling that some of you didn't listen when Mother Nature was like, hey, you need to, because you're in alignment. Like, I just feel this need to say, like, this 4 of Cups is ignoring Mother Nature. And I feel like this buck moon is like, yeah, some people, this guy's kind of just like bucking back. Like, his energy is like, I'm actually like not. And I don't even think this is a current thing. I think the full moon is actually the release. I feel like this is definitely the moon, because Saturn too is long term. So this is like, even if you've had a huge awakening recently, this is what's also really hard about the fucking ascension journey, is that, like, you're gonna have to audit for everything you did when you were unconscious. So let's say for 30 years, you were living the fucking same way, fucking ignoring the signs. Like, this moon pays, it's your karma for that. Because whether you knew it or not, whether you could find the studio or not, or your spiritual practitioners on your own or not, like, Mother Nature has been trying to tell you, because look, I told you guys, the trees snitched. The tree said, this nigga comes and sit up on, this is what I'm channeling. This tree's like, this nigga comes over here, expects me to fucking give him apples and keep him fucking entertained and shaded from the sun. Whole time when the universe is like, could you do something to help the planet? Could you help these trees stay alive? Could you not burn the midnight oil? Could you not, like, burn the planet down by your recklessness? Can you, like, give back to the things that provide to you? And they said no. And that's what I said. This buck moon is like knucking and bucking at y'all. Sheesh. I would not want to fuck with Mother Nature. I told y'all, the fuck does a black girl from the South have to do? Why would I be this fucking passionate about being vegan, bitch, if it wasn't dire? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was really just a choice, like a preference, I wouldn't probably even be doing it, right? If it really wasn't, like, ethically and spiritually fucked up. Because right now we're being called to stop sacrificing things unnecessarily, just because, like, we have already taken too much. I'm not even vegan saying that every lifetime that's what I would have been on. But for this lifetime, when the planet is on fire and has to rehabilitate itself, no thanks to the bitches that it fucking gives life to, right? It's like, it's like, this is me doing my part. This is me being like, yeah, I can stop supporting certain fucking industries, because at this point, there's so much technology and beautiful food and fucking produce that I can eat and nourish my body in a beautiful way that doesn't have to involve murdering something that has a face like my cat titties or Max, because I didn't give it life, you know? And really, the root of my plant-based diet is I only eat things that are alive. Literally, plant matter is living. If you fucking take your fucking, what do they call them, philandrins? Those plants that you know how you, like, propagate plants? You can, like, rip a leaf off of your fucking plant, put it in a glass of water, and it can repropagate. So that means it's alive. So even when you cut down crops, produce, and those things, anything with a seed is still living. So instead of flesh, which is dead, instead of eating death, which means, like, this thing has to die. That's what I'm saying. You generate more death. So for me, when I eat plant matter, when I surround myself around the cornucopia of abundance of, like, raw organic plant matter, it's because it's what gives me truly, like, actually fucking more life. You guys are just, like, so dumb in the fucking head. So I just feel like Mother Nature during this Capricorn full moon, the primary message is you're going to be addressing all of us. It's not just you, it's me too. I'm going to have to look at that's why I try to live I have nothing else to do. And I feel like it's a privilege that I was this homeless kid, that I didn't have time to focus on the material, because, like, I actually was able to account and listen to Mother Nature at this time and do my part. Like, whether it was, like, when I'm on my fucking 10-mile walks every night, picking up the trash that I feel like intuitively, like, you know, cleaning up my rivers that I'm like, you know, in my hometown, or whatever it is, you know, whatever, like anytime we would go kayak, it's like we also would come back and like pick up trash on the way, just bring a little bag and just like, anytime we see fucking beer cans, and fucking these niggas are crazy, they fucking are fucking whatever, but you know, anytime, you know, if I see some shit on a fucking turtle or something, take some fucking string off its neck or some shit, like, you know, whatever it was, just intuitively to give back, just because I feel like you have to be very aware. Cancer, Capricorn, it's like you're being nurtured, so how do you protect how you were nurtured? It's like there's a give and receive with this, you know? And so first opening message is like, you're gonna have to deal with your Four of Cups, the times where you're just being fucking ignorant to the invisible world too, to things that you can't see, to things like and then don't be sitting there crying when you're in Kerrville dead because you're fucking underwater, because it's like, and it's not your fault, but at the same time, it's like, if you weren't sourcing from something like Mother Nature, and you were sourcing from like CNN, or fucking your favorite politician, or your fucking bitch ass church leaders, or whatever it is, and not actually source, that's the reason why you don't get a heads up when there's about to be a giant fire that's about to rage through Los Angeles, or you don't get a heads up when it's like they're about to drop a bomb and you should get the fuck out of here, right? You don't get a heads up. Even though God's like, bitch, get out of here. Everything could have told you that. We all get communicated from source if you want it though. So everybody wants to cry when source fucking like, I had to clear, I mean, we have to change the grid, the planets ascending. That is why there was a tsunami, or that's why there was an earthquake, or that's why there was a hurricane, right? Like we have to change something. The earth is changing, you know, just like we're always changing. But the universe, like, I don't want you to suffer through it. You didn't have to go through Katrina, bitch. I told you to fucking I told you to fucking move out of here. I told you to stop. But like some of you, again, this is where we can't just inherit where our parents were. Some of us just like grew up in somewhere like living in New Orleans is like unreasonable. Like the shit's already underwater. Like, you know, like half of like all of Dennis's family like that lives in the States like came through New Orleans from Honduras. So it's like, you know, we have a hella family in Honduras, but it's like sometimes like they've been through every single fucking hurricane that ever comes. There's like every year there's hurricane season, you know? And so sometimes to me that's where it's like that fucking bullheadedness, right? That's about to get rammed right now, because it's like, you know, just because you've always done it, like we have to realize like we are a part of a bigger context. We're a part of the cosmos, we're a part of nature, we're a part of astrology, we're part of all these things. And so actually deferring to the human mind, body, and spirit as like the thing that's like God is like not gonna fucking work at this time. So I feel like Mother Nature is about to start bucking back at the Four of Cups because you guys aren't listening. And I told you guys, some of you are already in alignment to things, and I told you how bad it was. Like, even me, dude, I was 17 and I got my shit rocked, bro. Pretty innocently, right? Like, I just, like, you know, so many people take a victim, like, oh my God, she just wanted to go to a concert. You can't even go to a concert anymore without fucking drunk drivers and crazy. No, but like, be accountable, because I was like over here fucking at a shitty ass fucking show for some shitheads. And, you know, when you're hanging out with Shafids, what do you fucking think's about to happen? You know what I mean? What do you think's about to be in alignment to you when that's the messaging, you know, that they're giving to a generation of kids? With no accountability. So that's what I mean. I just feel like this Buck Moon is going to use, Mother Nature is going to like force this acknowledgement intuitively, right? Intuitively in an unseen way. So it's a lot of things that you don't see, because this is us on the third dimension. But I feel like because we need to get from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, this is Mother Nature coming in from the fourth dimension, right? Where all of our weather spirits and shit live. Being like, I'm about to, you see these, look at this. This is like the storm clouds that are just going to start forming out of nowhere. People are like, we didn't have time. We were at camp and then all of a sudden this shit fucking, yeah, fourth dimensional shit, right? Trying to get you to break up from your focus on the third dimension because you need to stop focusing on it so much, right? And like I said, a lot of you are watching me go homeless for like so many videos and you're like, when is she going to stop? Like, why doesn't she just go get a job? Like, what the fuck? Why is it? And I'm like, I think it's funny that some of you guys think I'm doing this is like I don't want to have $1 for fun. No, bitch. I'm being forced into a corner, because I'm meant to be an example. All of you are about to look exactly like me. Mark my fucking words. At some point in your lifetime, not even your lifetime, bitch, the rest of the 2020s in the clouds, I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how much you've always had. I don't care how many backups. The collapses that are coming are like completely revolutionizing. They're like something we'll never see again in this lifetime and probably the next couple, right? So when we're talking about the complete changeover of systems in society, I just want you to understand, nobody is safe. And it's indiscriminately coming for all of us, right? So if you don't know how you would survive, if you don't know how to cook for yourself, if you've never fucking found a way to like not like I said, you know, sometimes you go homeless and like you don't have access to fucking flesh. That's like really hard to do consistently. Like sometimes, you know, I just don't think some of y'all are ready for this, because I think you all thought it's just like my own choices that get me here. And it's like, yeah, there's like what I'm choosing to do, but there's a lot of this that's actually systemic because the system failed. Like you're seeing the reiteration of like, we have to, and this is the other thing is like, before I could ascend, I had to have the matrix fail me, which is what I documented here, because the real truth is I'm a documentarian fucking journalist. This is the real truth. I'm here to tell you the truth about what's going to happen to all of us. you know, because we've all at some point been unconscious and fucking taken without giving back. Karmic debt. Buck moon, about to buck back type shit. So, let's see what's crossing. 4 of Cups. Equal, give and take. What you started when Saturn went into Aries and Neptune went into Aries, right? With all this new beginning, right? Because we told you we're already in the new world. As soon as you got to the new world, right? The question is, this buck moon will tell you how it's going to buck at you depending on how much, whether you give and receive. Whether you give back what you take. That's what's going to be immediately on your plate. Immediately. If you are doing something specifically under the fucking full moon, I'm saying this as a warning to you. If you are doing something under the full moon, do not ask for a bunch of attention, a bunch of shit, a bunch of anything from things that you really can't give back to people. Because some of y'all are about to get humbled. Some of y'all think that entertaining people gives them back an equal take how much money they spent on your shit. No, bitch. I would not be doing anything that I can't truly account for, okay? If you so much as took a fucking flight that unnecessarily, that has burned so many fossil fuels that are not renewable resources, the universe is going to expect you under this Capricorn full moon. How are you going to what initiatives do you do to the planet to recover the fossil fuels that you just burned, the fucking animals that are dying, the fucking people that are dying under the fucking chemtrails for you to fucking jet set and do nothing and still be fucking depressed and ugly? What are you gonna pay? I'm sorry, because this is a page of, this is not enough reason. I want a 20-piece wing combo from Wingstop is not enough of a reason to fucking be taking without, you're being asked to give back equally. Y'all be scared as fuck if a mountain lion or a bear mauled you and fucking started eating your flesh out, ripping your flesh out. You be pressed as fuck. But y'all be doing cows crazy in the slaughterhouse. Pigs crazy. What the fucky? My chicken slime's crazy. What the fucky? I'm saying, everything you do, I'd be very careful because there's no veil anymore. So this woman's not even fucking around with you. Dude, I would really draw as little attention to myself under this moon because you are not perfect. In fact, you're very flawed. In fact, you're very unconscious and very flawed. So during this full moon, I'd be very fucking careful from taking more than you actually give back. So just, because that's going to determine this spirit right here that I'm seeing, because Oya's fucking the shit up right now, right? Oshun's fucking the shit up right now in Texas, doing proper. Like, me and Dennis had to, like, we didn't go outside for like 2-3 days, mainly because of the weather, but it's also like, we were just being respect for the dead, because niggas are dying right now, bad death toll is up. Like, hey man, I told y'all. But again, you can't just have these like, nah, I just want to get my dick wet, walk around like, this is like the fucking Page of Wands. That's some like novice magic man thing. Like, it's like this again. It's just not enough reason. Like, you know, some of the attacks that I get from people, it's like, it's not enough. You being insecure is not a reason for you to be calling me out my name right now or fucking blocking opportunities for me or fucking with me for real. It's not. My mom told me one of the reasons she was evicting was she's like, I just want to be able to walk around my house naked. I was like, Mom, people are fucking dying. You fucking thotty. What the fuck? Like, ew, like type of shit. Like, okay, bitch, like, can we have some perspective right now? I know you want to get your pussy ate, but like, really? You're gonna tell your kids that like, God, I just want to be able to walk around my house naked. Then walk around your fucking house naked, bitch. I'm like starving. And I ain't damn. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like that. It's like, really? This is where it's like your fucking needs, bruv. And how much you actually get back. You gotta put that into perspective. Crazy ass motherfuckers. No good. Okay, because it's exactly what I already told you guys. The lights are going to get turned off, right? Buck moon is about to get buck wild. So when darkness really descends on the third dimension, many of us the only light that can get us out of this dark night of the soul is the light of what's on our soul's contract, like what's on our real soul. So this is another thing where it's like this moon, like, it's like natural disaster came, right? Because I'm in alignment, because the tree snitched. They said, this nigga doesn't fucking help out anybody. Fuck him up. I'm telling you, it's not even fair. It's not a person that's coming for you this full moon. It's not like, oh, there's ops. What if your ops are the literal trees? What if your ops are all the animals you've ingested for the fucking however many fucking 50, 60 years you've been alive? And all of their souls are like, fuck that nigga up. That's what's happening. Look at this nigga. God is going to make you look at everything you've taken. And it's like a kind of repentance thing, right? Because it's not even about like, oh my God, I'm sorry. But it's like, it is the kind of frequency where it's like, you got to be aware. What was your reason for doing all that? What was your reason for taking and taking and taking and taking? Right? Because we go from the 4, here's the 5, here's the 6, right? Because on the 6th dimension, right? This is where all that soulmate energy is. This is where all that's housed. And Spirit, this is all just a part of Spirit trying to break up our attachment to the 3rd dimension. But I just get that many people, it's going to, oh my, yeah, it's going to be 5. It's 5, look at this. 5 of Cups. Just complete shit show. This is all going to get knocked over. The third matrix, the third party, the bullshit, that's getting knocked over. And really it's for the highest, right? It's because Spirit wants you to be aligned with like what's on your soul's purpose, but it's coming through a tower and it's not looking good. The sky is black. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. You see what I'm saying? And it's the type of thing you were warned about. You Spirit sent synchronicities, yeah? Because they said, oh my God. And it's a cycle that was already over. The other thing about the Buck Moon is it's like Saturn is giving this moon the right to fuck you up. Because this shit you're doing still, some of y'all, it's already cooked. It's already expired. This is not somebody getting mad at you because you didn't know. This is somebody getting their ass beat by nature. Because, bitch, you already been told. You know what climate change is. You know what a fucking body is. You know these hoes aren't loyal. You know you don't like these people you fucking roll with. You already know this. So what's your fear? What? Because there's no excuse. Some of y'all have like money and power right now and you're fucking titty babies. The fuck? Get a fucking backbone, bitch. Think for yourself. What the fuck are you on? That's how nature's gonna talk to you. Under this fucking phone, but it doesn't give a fuck because this shit is already done. We're already in the new world. War frequencies. Now the universe you're the loss that the universe needs to cut. Hey, what? I told you, dead bodies. Somebody has to say it. People you're gonna die. I'm not even like gonna fucking play with you, bro. Cause you thought you what? You thought you were God? You thought your empire wouldn't fall? The empire strikes back. Shit, bitch. Some of these empires of unconscious people that you built are about to strike back. And I don't think you're ready for it under this fucking moon, bruv. Because you were meant for something higher. You were meant for a higher calling love. And you're sitting over here fucking building this fraudulent ass empire for no reason. And you're also killing the planet. Like, nobody would give a fuck if you weren't actually, like, killing animals, the planet, the ecosystem, throwing everything out of balance. Ew. 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 Yucko. Yucko. Right? And I feel like, to be honest with you, in the recent past, you were asked, you could have changed your fate. You could have changed what was going to happen to you by coming from your heart, from connecting to empathy, from saying the apology, right? One of the tracks that we have, Supreme Protein has, is like, real kids apologize. That's what I get with this. Spirit told you, if you made a mistake, if you've been hurting the planet, you're already forgiven. You just need to apologize and rectify. You need to change your behavior. Yeah? But what I get is someone ignored it. Someone was already told, like, apologize. And they were like, nope. Or, on the higher vibration, Knight of Cups was told to apologize. You're coming in to help someone get out of this fucking systemic crash. This guy, you see this? He comes in and it's like almost unexpected. Right? So for people who have good karma, right? It can finally be that the people you have no faith in helping you out, who've always shown up like fucking dickheads, actually like being like, no, I can easily rebalance this. So take it as it resonates. But again, this time, Capricorn, by the time we get to Capricorn level shit, like Capricorns don't give a fuck because they're like, baby, you're unaccountable. Like, that's why you got all these issues and whatever, because you're not accountable. Oh, how did you address and communicate what you heard, right? This is coming out of heartbreak. I kind of love that this is the 3 of Swords reverse, because right now for me, I'm able to sit, like, because I healed my own heart, because I rectified my truth, because I made sure that if I've hurt someone, if I've done something, I worked on myself. You know, I don't blame other people. So now it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, the rain is beautiful to me. It's not murderous. It's not scary. It's not endemic. But for the people that this feels so fucked up for, right? This is like a heartbreak that you should have already rectified. That's what I just get with this. I really get that, like, dude. Because here's the thing. It's not going to stop. You're going to come into union with these people. But another big thing that I was getting was, like, I'm actually really excited for the people that are for me to go through really bad karma right now. Not excited because that's what I want for them, but that's what they've put out. So I do need them to hurry up and like face it in the kind of way, because sometimes, like I said, fucking around and finding out sometimes is the only way for someone to like really change at a root level. You know what I mean? Because I'm really disappointed. There are so many just like conversations that I feel like at the least I'm owed. You know, I don't put my circumstance on anybody. I've never asked anybody for a fucking dime. I don't ask you guys, I don't go up to you and be like, please, you do this, you help me, you make this, you know? I present my shit without control, and, you know, I assume that because I work so hard on myself, I know that I give the best. I know I at least give my best, you know, and still things may not work out in my favor, but all I really wanted was proper communication, you know? But for breaking my heart, like, you know, there's a lot of people that broke my heart. It's like, I can't stand a bitch that's like, they just hurt your feelings and they just don't even say anything. Like, what? And, you know, my self-love had to really grow. I got that from, like, my mother, dude, the amount of times that she'd just be, like, actually just, like, I was like, okay, mom, but, like, no matter what, like, after an argument or a disagreement with someone, like, take acknowledgement of, like, if you made them cry or if you really, like, insulted them or said something, like, mean to them, like, it's always okay to be like, that was out of pocket. I should not have said that, and I can acknowledge that. But these are people that are, like, I also get that some of you are just going to be ignored. Some of you, like, they don't even care anymore. Oh, shit. This is another message. Your heartbreak is so stale and so old at this point, and they've already just had to fucking pick it up on their own. This is someone who's like, oh my God, about that heartbreak that I caused you years ago, months ago, weeks ago, days ago, that I just acted like whatever about. And it's like, no one cares. I got other shit to fucking worry about. And you're getting what you deserve. Right? That's what a runner chaser is. Like, whoever thought that they were chasing is like, comes back. Comes back. You know? And I just get this frequency that's like, you know, your authenticity is caged. Because it looks like in the past you should have done this. In the past you should have apologized, right? Intuitively be like, I should care more about your feeling space. But you literally didn't. You just kind of like let shit, right? This is a message that already should have been sent. And I can't just keep sitting up here like, oh, message coming through. No, some of these bitches are fucking cowards. And maybe the fucking death toll under the full moon will fucking make you shape up. Maybe. Maybe that's what it'll be. Yeah. And that's what I really learned, you know? Because I've had this. Like I said, there's so many people in my personal life that I'm just like devastated by. Like, I can't believe the people who brought me here took no responsibility for me. And just kind of like, fuck you, good luck. I'm like, what? Okay. But in the midst of it all, while I was waiting on something that was never coming, I just kept creating my own things. And now I have so many things to look forward to. I'm going to let this Capricorn full moon fuck you niggas up. But for a lot of us, like, if you have phenomenal sparkling karma, like, that's what you really have. 6 of Wands. Phenomenal sparkling karma. Another side note, like, I love Capricorn energy because it's like a good shit. And I kind of just like feel that way, you know? But it's like a really good shit for me. You know what I mean? Because for those of us who were accountable, you know what I'm saying? In what we were creating and what we expected to come to us. Because you're going to be victorious. If you're an asshole who doesn't care about the environment and actually thinks that this life is just overly abundant for you and you have no limits and your power will never drop or you'll never fall from grace or you'll never be dethroned, you're going to be successful in the fucking, like, I think this is a moon that really clarifies that, like, yeah, you might be a winner, you know, but some of the stuff you win is, like, trash. Like, unconscious people, like, you know what I mean? Like, being obsessed with you or fucking fake attention from people or fucking paying for friends and shit. Like, it's like, yeah, you can win that. And I just feel that way. I feel like this Page of Wands, whatever you wanted to set out to create, Cat full moon, I think you're going to win. And I think when things look bad or feel really bad or really catastrophic or cataclysmic for certain vibrations at this time in the third dimension, I think it's the only way for you to realize, oh, I wasn't doing nothing. I thought I was fucking king of the world. I'm over here creating bullshit. Like, super bullshit. Yikers. Yikers. The Hierophant in reverse. Right? They're showing me a lot of things, but your Hierophants wouldn't warn you of this is like, I'm warning you of a prophecy that's unfolding. This is a warning. Right? This is kind of like Christ will come again. Like, this is Christ. This is like the rise of Christ consciousness. If you're talking about like a Christianity, it's like, there will be a day. Like, that's exactly, okay, Capricorn full moon. The crucifixion, like whatever, the people who fucking crucify shit, like in general, like who just like let shit. Okay, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom. Pause. I'll be back because I'm a human. I'm gonna go to run to the bathroom. Oh my God. Whoa. Thank you guys for just fucking reflecting on what I'm saying. Okay, super deeper message coming out. Get my little blinky set up. Yeah, I just got a huge deep message with this. Whoever you guys didn't think had this consciousness rising within them definitely did. And so I think this is also a part of a bigger message where like that second coming of Christ consciousness, that crystalline consciousness, right? When your pineal gland activates and you awaken, right? The crystalline grid, when your fucking DNA goes from carbon-based to crystalline, that's what's happening here. And so many of you, this is like the dethroning of false gods, false idols, who don't really, actually have this. It's not a part of their prophecy at this time for them to be rising. You get what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of protections that you need to be very careful of. Because many of you have unironically positioned yourself as gods of this time, as people for others to follow. So I would just be very careful putting yourself in some sort of position of prophecy when that isn't actually, because the prophecy comes true. So again, this is something to be deeply discerning about. You would deeply know, because if you are someone who has prophecy, you probably have the same rage that I have right now, right? Which is like, you can't just do whatever. You know, this is not a I hate you if you have resources, I hate you if it, this is not an anti-money propaganda. No, has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with the ignorance of others, only seeing yourself and not seeing we, only seeing like benefiting, like, to have more means you have to do more responsibility, more accountability, right? All of those things come with having and conducting more. Plenty of people, when it's on your path and on your life to like harden up and like really do this shit and really like account for your shit, do exactly that, right? I will be probably someone one day that has much more than I have right now to be managing, right? And so when that more comes, I'm going to be asked of myself much more, you know what I mean? But this, I feel like, anyone at this time that has that fault, that should not be doing what it is that they are claiming and stepping forward and doing, because this is prophetic times, right? So for you to be not doing or not being where God needs you to be, not taking care of the cycles God really needs you to show up for, to do the bullshit, to do the rigmarole, that is where I feel like the buck moon might really buck you back. And so it's collectively reverberating, but it is going to be a very individual experience. So understand deeply like where you are on this journey. And if you've taken my advice very seriously and have really altered your steps to make sure that you are aligning with like what the age of Aquarius is like really asking of us, that's another thing, is because some of you are going to realize everyone's asking at this time is like, who's going to save us? Who's going to save us? That's why I put the shirt on today. Because I think like, you know, when the fucking boogeyman comes out, right? And it's like, you might have put yourself in a position under this buck full moon to like be the savior. And then when people actually need you to like de-escalate and save the situation, you can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not Spider-Man or Superman. No, that's not going to work, because you've taken up the role of like fucking Superman. So it's just like all that gets rectified, right? Oh, under this full moon. Oh shit. This full moon is crazy. Right? Another thing, I think the part of the reason I've been asked to kind of come forward and share like my Hierophant like personal beliefs and values at this time about like, I'm kind of like the Sirius portal. I kind of told you like what I really don't fuck with, which is really helpful because I think a lot of people follow me, but I also feel like a lot of people, per what the guidance and heads up I've given them from just the last few months alone, are like really doing this. They're cutting off third parties and walking away. This is beautiful. This is actually beautiful. This is like a religious figure or a spiritual figure that you really trust, right? Or just your higher self in general being like, no, we can't do this. And acting on that. Putting your sword down and be like, I got to cut you off. If my sword comes down and it hurts you, then it hurts you. Because at this point you can't, I also feel like it's kind of like, grab your soul, it's time to go, I'm right here. Like, I can't, like, I don't know the truth of people. I really don't have anybody in my real life other than like my husband and my brother right now that are like really on my team ski for real. I can't really vet for you niggas, like how you show up, to be honest. So I'm being asked right now, Alexis, don't be scared at all. Don't even like sugarcoat anything, you know? Sugarcoat nothing. Because you need this. You need to know that people, like, if they were really going to be around you, like, that what you do and don't want. And so I feel like that's also the general message right now. It's like, you know, at this point, don't be afraid to stand up and say what really is past your boundary, what is inauthentic, what is not your truth, out of the fear of, like, losing the 3 of Cups reversed. You know, you got to have the courage at this time to really walk away from stuff. And it should be your higher power that's telling you, like, this is out of alignment for me. This is not in alignment with the spiritual truth. The fear, dude, it's not good. The judgment frequencies, Rev. The real true judgment frequencies at this time. Because people didn't expect this to actually happen. That there was going to be a prophecy of someone who was just like doing everything right, that was always prophetically here to like come and rise at this time. They didn't think about the crystalline grid rising. And so a lot of people let fear corral them into somewhere where they're just going to get mass judgment. Look at these dead bodies. I told you, dead bodies at the bottom of the ocean is what that's giving. And there's a lot of dead bodies in the bottom of the water right now. And our outcome, I'm going to find that under this Cap full moon, this is the actual outcome. Hey, baby, thanks. Oh, great. But yeah, that's the actual fucking outcome, bruv. The legitimacies. Dude, I didn't hit. Never mind, I'll tell you in a second. It's the actual outcome of shit, bruv. Truly. Truly screwly. Where it's like, for pouring all that out, you know, all of this happiness, right? Authenticity. And I'm excited because, like I said, I think I stopped cataclysmic things. I think I got people prepared in ways that I didn't even realize. Because the reason I make this shit for artists is truly because you guys have a lot of power, right? And so if my artist people could have yielded my teachings and made sure that to their platform, to their community, to the people that take their influence, they see them moving in the direction of like going to be more authentic and like following what really makes them happy, it's like amazing frequencies. You know what I mean? Sort of moving past the like negativity, the fear, the stagnation, the materialism, and actually just embracing like what makes them happy. It could really make an impact. And so I just feel like for me, Cap Full Moon is giving this exactly. It's giving this exactly. It's giving this exactly. You get what I mean? It's giving that I will truly be able to be seen as the person that was pouring new divine water onto the earth. And even if it doesn't matter when or where, it's that I was doing it at this time. It doesn't even mean that people have to see it, but for me to be doing the energetic work that saves us, you know? So who's gonna save us? Me. Me-ski. You know, because I had to believe, even when I didn't have the confidence in myself, that like perhaps I was magnetic, even though I have wounding. I talked about it in the series Portal, that I am truly magnetic, and that there might be people that could just be aligned to me because they're meant to be aligning to me, and it doesn't have anything to do with my ego or what I could do to get them to me, you know? And they may, even if they don't have to show it, even if they don't say it, they are the service that I offer, help them move accordingly. You know, help them be higher vibrational, help them really like align to something that's future oriented instead of like collapsing paradigm oriented. And I think it has to do with like the ways that I was like making sure to just continue to give when I didn't have it, because I just knew that like I really didn't see any response. You know, like I ended the 7-7 portal with like the jackpot message because it's like, you know, whatever. But even though I didn't really see any of that, I feel like this full moon can really bring that backdated wave of like, oh shit, you really were always viewed as a star, and you really helped guide these people to like their real true fulfillment. Because that's a totally beautiful message, you know? It's like a totally beautiful frequency. Let's get some clarification. Let's see. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome frequencies. Awesome vibes. Okay. 4 of Cups. Let's see. Yeah. That's what I mean. 3 of Pentacles. I think, again, just letting certain people, letting certain things spill, letting certain things be bad, be negative. For people, like, let people have the karma, and let the, basically it's just like the free will. Like, you know, even if you have a soulmate or if you're like in love, like it's so important that Dennis chooses me honestly, like that it was his choice, that it's not like, I want you to like me because I see a future. It's like, okay, if you trust it, then trust it. And I think this is a message of like, I trusted it, right? I trusted that like, the people that are for me, bro, you know what I mean? Even if it doesn't align, I can release it to God's will, because it's like, God would be aligning them. And if they are for me, I don't want it to be something coming out of my ego that's like, this person's for me, this person's for me. Like, let the life show that. Let the fucking things that spill and the fact that you're the only thing standing show that. Because then I promise you the value of this 3 of Pentacles when it does get offered, the contract getting offered to you, the amends being made, the fact that it's like, dude, like you are something to really truly like connect and collaborate with and work with, when that really comes in, they'll be super sure, you know? And I think that's the most important thing, is like being super sure. 6 of Cups. Let me see the frequency. Yeah, and I think it's because of the, because, and I also had to address it, like, it is more clarification. There was something that was being asked to be, there's a give and take, where I was just 5 of Swords, right? Where someone was just like 5 of Swords in the situation, and it's like, I was expecting someone, and it's like, they just walked away. They just walked away. And I think the thing that the Buck Moon reassures is like, they'll make it through, because look at me, I'm making it through homelessness, they'll make it through, but you kind of have to let people get their karma if they walked away from something they were actually supposed to be aligned to, because Spirit will bring them back to it, you know? But just with the adequate, you know, if that's really where they are, if people are really still have to make the mistakes they've got to make the mistakes they've got to make to learn, you know? Why we can't be just like making win-lose paradigms all the time. Because that's what I'm looking at you guys judging, is like, you know, I would have never done you like that. You know, no matter what you needed or what was going on or what I needed, I don't walk around making winning circumstances for me where other people have to lose. I have the time, you know? Even if someone is asking me like, hey man, can you spare $1? Even if I don't have $1, or I just genuinely don't want to give $1 because I don't have to, right? It's not my situation or karma to rectify. I still give them the decency of being like, can I give you, like, you know, be blessed. I hope you do well, you know, in life. Do they have to be a loser and you know what I mean? I can make a win-win for everybody, where it's like, you know, you don't have to be dismissed, I don't have to be dehumanizing, because that's something that I think is like really real. Three of Swords in reverse is like, some of y'all is like, what? Like, it's just been so long since you've addressed how much you like serially abuse people. Look at this, the Hermit clarified by the fucking Hermit. Sometimes you have to go through a dark night of the soul to face that this is actually where your value, like this is where the value would come from. You know, this is where it comes from. So and the Queen of Pentacles is like, I can't be scared that they're gonna go through a dark night. It's hard, you know? You think it was easy watching my mom like stay with like an abuser, just like leaving her in the house, like with someone that I know is like abusing her? No, it's not. But I had to like be like, okay, but she might need to get knocked around in the head a little bit, busted up a little bit by this psychopath, you know, just to fucking realize like how narcissistic she's gotten. And maybe, and that maybe that's the portal in which some people are choosing to learn it, and I have to let that happen. You know, I don't wish that everybody does the like dark night of the soul thing. I want you to learn your lessons with ease, you know, embrace them, be open and receptive to them, instead of like always having to fuck around and find out, you know, because I don't think this Queen of Pentacles wanted any of its people to like fuck around and find out what it's like to like not listen to your higher power, right? But sometimes, even though it looks really dark with the Cat Buck Moon, it's actually the best thing that could happen. Like the fact that the Buck Moon is bucking back at people, it's like, well, it's their karma, it's their karmic debt. They need to clear it. They need to stop. You know, many of them want to be released from it, right? They just like, some of them just get riddled with shame and grief and guilt and fear. So we all want the new start. I think sometimes it takes a full moon that's like cataclysmic to be like, great, we can all say that big catastrophe happened, we are done with that, we can't go back to that. You know, sometimes it takes a fucking school shooting to be like, to realize like, we need to ask these parents what they're doing in their homes. Why are these kids being mobilized to go like spray bullets, you know? Like, how bad is their home life, you know? They say sometimes it takes stuff like that for people to be initiated. It's like, we can't just be like actually being like, yeah, let's keep promoting people to be parents. Let's keep societal expectations that girls should be like feeling like they're expiring or like there's an expiration date on their shit, and just pop out a child that they're not gonna support. And then it's gonna like shoot the fucking place down. So the recent past, you know, again, there was energy, manifestation, there was magic that was supposed to be made with this kingdom. This Knight of Cups was like supposed to be going towards what's real for them. And it looks like they didn't because of like a heartbreak they caused. So now they're in alignment to something that is, you know, negative or, you know, just karmic, exactly. Because they have to get back what they've done to people, is what I'm getting. And this heartbreak, never getting closure, never having people like own up to the fact that they raped you or that they fucking kicked you out or that they fucking ignore you or emotionally manipulated you, just taught you how to be independent and taught you that you're not waiting on that. Like if someone has the capacity to hurt you, they don't have any power over you. Don't give them the power over you. Go be independent on your own, because you'll just be better for it. Like every time that I'm like eating scraps and like making fucking magic out of molehills, I just come more into union with myself, you know? And I can stand on my own. So then like in the future, people can't really hurt me in that same way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna be like, I mean, right now I don't have any like equipment to like necessarily do it. Like, I don't know also how they do it there. Like, you need to like bring them. Yeah.
The Empress and the Four of Swords, bro.
It's like, yeah, it's something I've been thinking about. Like, I feel like, yeah, at this point, I've been wanting to try and get into it. You know, I feel like I have enough music to play, so I'm like,
you know? Hey, beans and cheese key. So yeah, it's like, Emperor's Four of Swords. It's like, it's beautiful because you've got this whole empire, you know, you can expect what you can expect. You can expect that something will be victorious even if other things aren't. But healing, resting, retreating at this time, you know, and making sure you're looking after your whole shit is really what's coming in the near future, despite the experience. And it's just really great that the Hierophant, like, as much as like a lot of this is about like unconditional love, like there is a standard for like living in spiritual integrity. And this is all, you see this? There's the truth and then there's the lies. And there just has to be somebody that says, like, there will be consequences. Like, you pick a path, it comes with different shit. You live in your truth, it comes with shit. You live in your lies, it comes with shit. You know what I mean? Type of shit. So it's like, it is what it is. To the King of Cups. And it's actually helpful. It's actually helpful when the Hierophant is like, it's not all copacetic. I'm not like, I don't have low value. I don't have low self-esteem. I'm not really waiting on anything. You know what I'm saying? I know my truth and I know it's not my truth. I know it would be lying to myself and I know it would be true. So don't come with none of that. You can't, you know, in order to get this Hierophant and upright, you can't come with lies to like make them happy, because that wouldn't even make them happy. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even like rectify the situation. The only thing that, like, this is a very big message. Like, the only thing that rectifies the situation is the rectification of the situation. You know, you ever have somebody that owes you an apology and they think like, oh, you wanna go out to eat? No, I want you to apologize. You know, I want acknowledgement. Type of frequencies. Right? Holding that standard. No. This is what I need. Truth key. The truth key. Because you'll just keep getting cut. You'll just get cut out otherwise. Type frequencies. To this King of Cups frequencies. You see, I'm almost out of here, y'all. Yes, sir, ski. Yes, sir, ski. Because whatever offer you might need to reconsider, because it's still devilish. I don't want that. I never wanted that. It's never what I needed. You know what I mean? I don't want to be linked up with the worst fucking, that wouldn't fucking fix it. That wouldn't fucking make it work. You know? I need intuitive acknowledgement, but I don't want it. This is like truly not needing an offer, the Hierophant not needing an offer of any like thing. Just reconciling what was really heartbreak in the first place. Yeah. King of Cups, the same King of Cups we're talking about, attracted themselves to endemic. And this is the type of thing that's going to wake them up. Having to witness it, kind of like me, when I'm watching bitches get plowed by a car. It woke me up to like what I'm manifesting, what I'm aligning myself to. Like, why am I doing that? You know? And I couldn't save me from it. And I think that's just what I have to do. Is like have a higher faith in a higher power, have faith in your own connection. People I love, like I have to let them do their thing. You know? Because I believe it's a positive outcome that I feel like will make it through the situation. Type of frequency. Whoa. It's repeating messages. We just got Judgment reversed again. Well, y'all, there's two realities in the outcome. So at this time, I think anyone who's aligned to like Judgment Day frequencies, like the negative apocalyptic Judgment Day frequencies, you're gonna know exactly while you're going through that why this is what you should, if you make it out alive, exactly what you should move forward towards, like just like your authenticity and being real. Yeah. And you'll learn a thing or two about just this like non-committal flighty energy, like, oh, I'm just gonna avoid or run away. Like, run towards authenticity. Don't keep running, because you run around and you just want to, you know, feel something or avoid or whatever, and then you fuck around and you get something really intense happening to you. But I realize now that like one of the reasons I was called to share that story is because like I was actually, even though I was 17, I was strong enough to get through it. Like I'm still here at 28, and so it's like, you know, sometimes I think when I go through heartbreaks, I want to like help people avoid it so much. Like I don't want you to like, oh, I don't want you to go through that. I don't want you to go through that. I want you to go through that. But sometimes they have to go through it, you know, for the ways that they tried to hurt someone who was just like independent, right? You hurting, stealing from people, stealing people's conscious awareness. People, no one's a fucking groupie. No one's a fan. Nobody's just a fucking dollar. People are humans just like you, and they have their own, they source their own lives. So when they're interacting with you, you know, you don't need to be like taking and breaking their heart or giving them false expectations about anything. Because again, we're just getting a lot of like judgment reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, like, you know, type of frequency. So yeah, Capricorn Buck Moon, it's looking like all of the people on this planet where they did not do anything about the ways that they've hurt this planet, hurt themselves and hurt the planet, destabilized everyone's ability to be independent. This is major like conglomerates that fucking affect the public narrative, that persuade people, that move people, that enslave people. Yeah, anything that affects people's own stability, personal sovereignty and stability. If you haven't apologized or rectified that yet, this is the moon. It's all getting rectified. It really is. It truly is. You know, because the universe is interested in making sure people can feel emotional fulfillment again. Because when you feel good, you treat the world better. You do. You know, crime is a derivative of unmet needs. You know, it's not really anything to judge. If people felt better in life, if people had what they needed in life, they wouldn't even be anywhere near you fucking with your shit or trying to get that through you. You know what I mean? So that is the lesson of the moon. It is what it is. So happy full moon. I don't even know if I'll actually like be able to see it. That's why I'm like putting this out now, because you know, take your time, go look at the window of these things. But I think you guys are gonna learn your super lesson about the authentic path and how much you really serve people when you're not being authentic, which is not much. So that is all. So yeah, I think you're gonna realize what knucking at the buck moon really does. Or it's like the buck moon knucks back type of frequency, you know. So love you guys. Thanks for being here with me. Drink some water. Till next time.